And welcome back. So we're gonna do the story quest for now, and yeah, let's go to the Grand Bazaar. Oh, wait, what? Okay. Oh, a shortcut basically. And let's meet her.
I was trying to remember. What else did we put on our shopping list?
Shopping? Oh, there's shopping in the Grand Bazaar, I guess. What?
Oh, what a mouth-watering smell. Paimon would know the aroma of biryani anywhere. Let's go get some.
You mean be like, what in the world, Paimon? Anyway, that wasn't on our list, was it?
We can still add it to the list.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon.
Oh.
Wasn't expecting to see you here.
Hello there. Oh, it's been quite a while.
Dunyurzad.
So you two are still hanging out together. Dehya, didn't you say last time that you were gonna head back to the desert?
I said I was going to resign from being her bodyguard. Not that our friendship was over.
Yes.
We're still the best of friends. The
That's
Homayanis
nice.
also still post jobs from time to time.
Oh.
Their pay is always generous, so me and the other mercs never pass them up.
Oh my. Oh, that's Dunyurzad's family, I guess. Yeah, if I remember correctly.
I told Dehya to just stay at our place when she took one of those jobs a few days ago.
Ooh, free accommodations.
My parents were delighted. They even said that it always felt like we were missing someone whenever Dehya wasn't around.
Oh.
That sounds like something they would say, all right. They're always so welcoming. Anyway, the job is already taken care of, so I was gonna head back to the brigade as soon as I finished a little shopping. But the master kept insisting, and I ended up staying for another day.
You can stay for as many days as you want, Dehya. Father hasn't even gotten around to treating you to his best dishes yet.
You know I'm not the kind of person to stay put in one place like that, my lady. Don't worry, though.
She's
There'll
always
always
on
be
the move.
next time.
But she said they'll treat you to the best dishes. Paimon can't believe you can still refuse that.
Of course. Paimon being Paimon.
But wait, didn't you say last time that you would take me on a trip to the desert? Why don't you just take me with you today, when you leave? There are so many places I still haven't visited yet.
I'm sorry, my lady, but no can do. There's still a few things I need to take care of back at the brigade. Besides, the desert hasn't exactly been the most peaceful place lately.
Oh, come on. Not this again. That's also what you said last time and the time before that.
I know, I'm sorry. Just give me some more time, and I promise I'll plan the best trip ever for you.
Yes.
All right,
Look at those
fine.
blue eyes.
To be perfectly honest, it's not that I wanted to go,
nice.
it's more like I feel like something is off about you lately. Ever since you first set foot on the estate a few days ago, you've been acting anxious and even paranoid. Have you been delaying our trip because you've run into some kind of trouble?
Nah, are you kidding? You're worrying too much.
Would you swear on that? Friends shouldn't lie to each other, you know. Wouldn't pry any further if you're willing to swear on what you just said.
Okay.
But if something really is bothering you, then just tell me. You know I'll help you however I can.
Oh,
Ellipsis.
looks like Dunyurzad was onto something.
Oh.
You're too perceptive, my lady. Seems I can't hide anything from you. I just thought that nothing good could come out of telling you about the messy happenings of mercenaries. Knowing too much only leads to more trouble. Mercenary life is a dog-eat-dog world where Mora reigns supreme. Everything operates on a completely different set of rules.
Yes.
That doesn't change anything about what I just said, though. We're still friends, and I can only support you if I understand what's bothering you.
True.
My lady, you're not gonna stop until you drag it out of me, are ya?
Yes, she won't.
All right, I'll share what I know. Let's go somewhere else first.
Yes.
This isn't exactly the
Where?
best place for a discussion.
Where to? I wonder.
Okay, let's talk here.
just went
try not to
outside.
draw any extra attention. As you may already know, the
Look at the
Eremites
kid.
have both a lot of mercenaries and a
Mine-
complex organizational structure.
Manning the store.
Many mercs are no different than me, just going around looking for jobs to earn some mora. My brigade is called the Blazing Beasts. We're not a large group, but every member is loyal and brave.
Okay.
However, not all Eremite brigades are like mine.
Yeah.
Some are willing to cross all kinds of
Different
lines for the
kinds
sake of mora.
mercenaries.
The most notorious
I get
is
it.
a faction known as Deshret's Relics.
Deshret's relics? Judging from the name, they must really look up to...
King Deshret. This one. Because it's way cooler.
Yep, you got it. I've heard that you've already crossed paths with Ain al-Akmar. They're one of the groups under the Relic's banner.
Oh, you mean the group that tried to sell us the Divine Knowledge Capsule? Yeah, they weren't friendly at all.
Oh yeah. I remember
Deshret's
that.
Relics is composed of many smaller brigades like Ain al-Akmar. The Relic's headquarters issues orders to all brigades under his control. On any other day, I would want nothing to do with them. Unfortunately, though, the brigade that's stirring up trouble now is none other than Dehya al-Akmar.
Dakan?
I think it means beard or something.
Ah.
Believe me, it's a really stupid name. I found it insufferable for years. Anyway, the real issue is that Dehya al-Akmar is
Oh.
led by my father, Kusela.
Say what now?
See what?
I think I'm starting to understand your anxiety now.
But what did they do?
But what did they do?
What did they do exactly?
I won't go into details, my lady, but they've been involved in a lot of violent incidents. We're talking hundreds.
Okay.
Hundreds?
Yep, the scenes tend to be quite gruesome too. They strip the victims of all their valuables before murdering them. Not only have they targeted merchant caravans and ordinary citizens, but other mercenary brigades as well.
That's beyond terrible. They won't even spare their own kind.
Okay.
I don't know how Deshret's Relic sees it. All I do know is that Dehya al-Akmar has become more and more aggressive over the last few years. If I don't do something about them, then even my brigade or the people of Aru village could become their next target. I just wish I knew what's driven him to do this.
Okay.
Yeah. How can your father do such terrible things?
I don't know. People change. He's always been pretty pathetic. But at least in the past, there were still a few lines that he wouldn't cross.
Ah.
That's setting the bar pretty low.
That's sitting the bar
I
pretty
mean,
low.
if he was even remotely decent, then why would I have to leave the brigade and cut all ties with him? He was loud and
that
foolish,
bush.
with no real sense of purpose. Instead of doing anything useful, he spent most of his time drinking and chasing after women. Of course, the other brigade members were just like him. Their ruckus would go on night after night.
Sounds like a nightmare.
What about your mother? Did she ever step in to stop them?
Unfortunately, I never knew my mother.
I'm sorry, Dehya. I didn't know.
It's all right, my lady. That's pretty common in mercenary circles. Didn't I mention that my father was chasing after women? I was the result of one of those encounters with some random person.
Oh.
He told me that he wasn't sure who my mother was. And in any case, she never came to see me. He'd say, "You'll be fine as long as you remember to stick with Dad." But even then, he left most of the parenting to the brigade.
Oh, okay.
The one thing I do remember is that he used to tell me stories.
Stories of
But the
what?
problem was that he had terrible taste. He only knew a few stories, and even those tended to be pretty stale. They were tales of desert warriors defeating dragons in the forest, or stories of mercenaries rescuing princesses from rebel armies.
Okay.
Sounds like your typical fairy tales.
Yeah, I agree.
More or less, yeah. They were interesting maybe the first or second time around, but after about 20 repeats, they started to get a little dull. He seemed to think those stories were the best things ever, though. He was so into them that he'd call the whole brigade over and make them perform the whole thing as a play. Even the toys he gave me would all be story props. I'd get helmets, shields, and toy swords. It was only much later when I realized that the shows were more for him than they ever were for me.
Oh,
What an interesting
interesting guy. Yeah. But it doesn't sound like he had all bad intentions.
Yeah, I've always found him pretty childish. That was something I could just shrug off. I had no reason to despise him. Until I grew up and learned the true face of Deshret's relics for myself. Looting, blackmail, violence, and fraud. They not only accepted such heinous acts, they would even openly boast about them. No one in the brigade was any kind of hero. Instead, my father and his cronies were more like the bad guys that needed to be taken down. Did they really think that as long as they didn't do any of that stuff right in front of me, I would never know?
I think I can understand your feelings. The difference between perception and reality must have hit hard.
Yeah, but don't worry, my lady. It's all water under the bridge to me now. I had a huge argument with my father and left that place behind for good.
Ah, okay.
I'm not investigating them due to any bitter feelings I still have towards my father. I just want to protect those that are close to me.
I just want to find out why they suddenly started causing so much more trouble. This one.
Yeah, I told the boys to gather as much information as they could. Most of the reports concern violent incidents, but there's also some talk of smuggling.
Ooh, okay.
I see. But isn't this investigation incredibly dangerous?
It is, but every mercenary lives life on the edge. It's a lifestyle that I enjoy.
Right.
That may be true, but it'll be impossible for those who care about you not to worry.
Exactly.
Well, now you get why I didn't want to share any of this with you.
What should we do? They both have valid concerns.
I'll go back to the desert with Dehya.
Huh? But there's no need for you to get caught up in this mess too.
Oh, I've...
Well, she's super tough, so if
Yes.
she went into the desert with you, then Paimon bets the problem will be solved in no time.
Yes, we face dragons, we face very powerful opponents, you know. Anyway.
I'm inclined to agree. I'd feel a lot more at ease if you took her along to help.
You can count on me.
I'll wait for news from you in the city until then. Please, stay safe.
Yes, finally, some action.
I'm honored that you care so much for me, my lady. All right, then let's get moving. Our first stop will be Caravan Ribat, where we can catch up a bit with my fellow mercs.
Okay. Let's go. Lions Club. Oh, look at the dog.
Please be careful. I'll stay in the city and wait for news from you.
Okay,
Just
sure.
don't do anything reckless, all right?
Okay, sure. Yes, Dunyurzad. Let's go. Let's teleport. Teleport is the way to go, or else will take a while to go there. The Abyss Order. Caravan Ribat. Let's go. Okay.
Hey, Dehya, you're back. Are these two friends of yours?
Oh yes. It's a pleasure to meet you. I trust Dehya with my life. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise. And there's no need to be so formal with us. We're a pretty casual crew. Anyway, since we've got newcomers, let me fill you in on what Dakan al-Ahmar's been up to lately. They've become extremely aggressive. Apparently, even their own now have become acceptable targets.
Ooh.
They even attack other relics brigades, just the same as any other mercenary brigade.
Even the most ferocious beasts still protect their own. It sounds like they've thrown that straight to the wind.
That's right. Once they've collected enough loot off the other mercenaries, they sell it off to a different brigade, or turn to merchants on the black market. A portion of their profits is immediately exchanged for more food and weaponry to be used in their next violent operation.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder why they're so desperate for Mora.
I wonder why.
A few days ago, Isham and I trailed them for a while, and even disguised ourselves as merchants to conduct trade with them. We were able to learn a few things from the exchange.
Okay.
Rather than saying they're out to plunder and hoard Mora, it'd probably be more accurate to say that they're experiencing an internal power struggle.
Wait, a power struggle?
You heard me right. The vast majority of their victims are mercenaries from the other brigades of Deshret's relics.
Ah,
If their only goal was Mora, they could have gone after anybody. The targeted nature of their attacks points to a power struggle between the different brigades within the relics. That's the only plausible explanation we have.
okay.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out anything more specific. It seems they're also trying to keep things under wraps. Oh, one last thing we discovered was that over the past few years, as the Khan al-Ahmar became more and more active, Deshret's relics as a whole became a lot weaker.
They were able to cause so much damage? That somehow makes things even more confusing, this one.
It sounds mighty strange to me too. Harun, you can leave the rest of the investigation to us.
Yes.
Gotta say though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole undercover mission during the few days I was gone. Sounds like you were really putting your necks on the line, no?
Nah, it was nothing. We're just as concerned about the situation as you are. The Khan al-Ahmar is your father's crew after all.
Yes.
What he said.
Who?
Besides, Dehya, haven't you done more dangerous things than all of us combined? What we did is nothing compared to your experiences.
That's true.
Yeah. And while they went to talk with Khan al-Ahmar, I took a look at the last camp they attacked. Any survivors of the attack were already long gone. There was nothing of value left in the camp.
Ah, Hisham and Khalaf. You're here too.
We rushed over as soon as we saw you come into Caravan Ribat. Although this new friend of yours looks a little green behind the ears, I'm sensing a special vibe from her. Now that we know you'll have a capable partner with you, we can also rest easy.
Hey, what about Paimon? Feel anything special?
Nothing. They feel that you're always hungry, I guess.
Oh, you're also planning to tag along with them?
Yes.
Of course! Paimon is the traveler's most important guide. Wherever she goes, Paimon will follow.
Oh, in that case, then you'd better take care of her too, Dehya.
Don't underestimate Paimon!
Don't worry about her. She may look tiny and helpless, but she's been through just as many battles as the traveler here.
Well, that's true.
Even if she had only survived on sheer luck, then that alone would still make her quite formidable.
Makes sense.
I had no idea. I guess I shouldn't judge by appearances.
Yes.
Oh, one other thing, Dehya. When you're free, why don't you update the deputy about your upcoming schedule? We held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see the Flame Mane. You weren't around at the time, so people were pretty disappointed to only find our crew of rough, unkempt guys. The deputy put a lot of effort into the event, but it was basically for nothing. Only a few people chose to stay, and that really got to him.
Okay.
Sorry to hear that. I'll be sure to bring him some great liquor next time. I left in a hurry and I couldn't make it back in time for the event.
She's that famous.
Gotta admit,
I guess.
I can understand their disappointment, though. You're our brigade's main
Yes.
selling point, after all. Now, if only the deputy could figure out a way to bring a few more smoking hot members into our ranks.
Wow, okay.
Keep dreaming. Remember the last time I invited a couple gals into the brigade? You all just froze up with your mouths gaping
Like a bunch of scarecrows.
The awkward
Scarecrow,
silence and weird expressions left quite the impression on them. They were originally interested in joining us, but after that, they both told me they were too uncomfortable to stick around.
Hey, didn't we agree to never bring that up again?
Okay.
Huh? Wait, are you serious? Why have I never heard about this?
I don't think you were part of the brigade yet.
At the time.
Are you
yes.
kidding me? I missed a once-in-a-lifetime moment like that, and you weren't even gonna tell me?
All right. We can tell you about it later.
Yes,
Now's not the time.
Work
Hey,
first.
don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisham get your butts over here and tell me everything right now.
Work first, gossip later. Ooh, okay.
Are they always like this?
Pretty much.
More or less.
Yes, more or less.
There aren't many rules or graces when it comes to mercenaries. We're used to just speaking our minds.
Yes.
If someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back at them. And if that doesn't put an end to it, then you just challenge them to a fight.
Yes.
But we also don't tend to take many things too seriously. Being direct and getting it all out of your system as soon as things come
What
up
are you
is
doing?
better than keeping everything bottled up, never talking about it. That's also why I never spare their feelings when I talk to them. If I want to laugh, I'll laugh. If I'm angry, then I'll unload on them. It's hard to stop once you get used to it. Though, I can never do that when I'm with the Homayanis.
Different
Hey,
kind.
knuckleheads! Can you at least tell me the rest of the intel before you go back to your bickering?
It's a different type of lifestyle, and she's not used to staying with the Humayanis, I guess. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, you hear her, Holloff? Told you we gotta focus on the investigation first. I drew up a map. Right here is the spot. There you'll find the merchant caravan responsible for getting rid of Khan al-Ahmar's looted goods. All you gotta do is wait and ambush them in the evening. They'll have no idea what hit them.
Okay.
Perfect. Thanks for that.
A night.
Be sure to pass my regards
ambush.
to everyone else in the brigade as well.
Okay.
Will do. You stay safe, Dehya.
Wait over the table. Wait for a moment. Where is this? Ah, over there. Okay. I think that's a good place to end, I guess, for now. Wait, let's talk to them.
Now, like I said, the two ladies Dehya brought with her were also like super mercs. I'm talking same level as Flame Mane here. Oh, you should have seen it. The aura of the two of them when they were standing together, it was incredible. I was just at a loss for words, that's all.
Ah, so pathetic.
Hey! Shut up!
Okay. Well, I think it's a great start. If I'm going to continue on, I think the video will be, you know, longer than usual. So I'll stop for now and wait for the next part. So, well, that's it. I'll have Eula, you know, come here under the shade for now. Well, see you in the next video. The next part, we'll go watch over the trade route and wait for a moment, and we'll be waiting here, and I guess we're going to have an ambush at night time. That means I will go and, you know, do this and wait until night time. Anyway, that will be all for now. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Yeah, it was me.